Today we have a Samsung oven that is no longer heating on the bake cycle, so we're going to be replacing the bake igniter. We open the door, we're going to pull out these racks here. They just slide right out. So almost 90% of the time it's a bad igniter. It can also be a bad controller. I'm going to be using a flathead screwdriver to pry back on this latch on the left hand side all the way down, and then I'll do it on the right hand side so I can get the door off. When you get the door off, it makes it a little bit easier to do the igniter change, but it's not totally necessary. So I push that down, I lift the door up to a little steeper than 20 degrees, and then I can lift it off and put it down off to the side. I want to make sure we turn off the breaker or unplug the stove. We're going to take out the two screws here in the back, and then we're going to lift up on the bottom panel about 45 degrees and then pull it towards you. And there's screws here that we have to take off to get off this panel. And then here is the new glow igniter. I have to take out a screw here and a screw here to get the burner tube out. We have a link in the description for this new igniter. They're pretty inexpensive and they're really easy to install. They come with ceramic wire nuts, so it's really easy just to hook up the igniter to the wires coming from the oven. So I took out the burner tube, and now I'll take out a couple of screws holding on the old igniter. This one already had the igniter removed.
Can you take just a second to click on the subscription link below? It really helps our channel, and also the bell notification, so every time we make a new video, we can send it right to you. We make a new video about once every week. Really appreciate that, and if you give us a thumbs up, it'd be great. Thank you.
So we're going to put the new igniter in position, and we're going to put in the two screws that hold it, and there's nuts that are holding it from behind, so I'll just use my finger to hold that tight while I get the screw in there, and then later I'll hold it with a wrench and get it super tight. So we're doing that on both sides. And when you wire the igniter, either igniter wire can go to either power wire from the oven. There's no polarity issue. So they're really easy to wire. So I'm going to hold that tight and then use the screw gun to get it locked in. I'll try this side. Now I'm holding the two wires together, and I'm taking the ceramic wire nut and putting that on, and then going to my righty-tighty, as tight as I can get it to go, and then I'll do the same on the other two wires. These are heat resistant, so they can get full heat in a bake cycle and not be affected. So now I'm going to push the burner tube down in onto the little gas jet that's coming from the safety valve. It has to go over that. And then once I get it over, I'll put in those two screws that are holding, one in the back and one in the front. I'm going to stuff any of the extra wire down into the firewall to help protect it from heat. So I want to get any kind of loose wire pushed down in there so that it's insulated. And then you can turn on your breaker, or you can plug it back in and test it before you put the heat deflector back on. We still have to add those two screws that hold on the burner tube, one in the front and one in the back. Put those screws in. When we got the igniter in and we tested it, it took about a minute for the glow igniter to get red hot, and that opened the safety valve and let the gas flow in, and then we had the heat back. So most of the time it's the igniter. Every now and then it could be the controller, which is more expensive. We're just going to give it a little test. We'll set it for bake. And then again, after about a minute, you should get a flame. So now we'll put the heat deflector back on. We're going to push it in to the back tabs, and then we'll put in the 2 screws in the front. That helps to dissipate the heat evenly when you bake. Put in those 2 screws. And now the bottom panel goes in at about a 45-degree angle to get the lip into the front, settle down in the back. We'll put in the 2 screws that hold in the back. And then we just got to put on the door. The door, use the forks, go into the oven cavity. There's the 2 holes that it goes into. And then you open the door all the way to 90 degrees, and then you push the latches shut. And then you can test the door a couple of times to make sure that it's lined up. The door is kind of heavy, so you want to keep your knees bent so you don't hurt your back when you lift it. Putting the racks back in, they just slide in. This will save you a lot of money, probably about $200 by doing this yourself. Put the door, the forks in there, get it all the way open to 90 degrees, and then we'll close the 2 latches.
Thanks so much for watching our video. Please leave any comments or questions in the comment section below. We really appreciate that. We have a really nice video coming up for you right here that I think you'll enjoy. Very similar dealing with appliance repair. So thanks again for watching our video.